Up this issue. If you don't know what this is, you can look at the previous video. So I'll just jump in. Okay, so where we left off was I said I was going to ask how do we deprecate something on GitLab UI? How do we make a breaking change? I said I would ask in the issue. I didn't. I cheated. I asked on the GitLab UI Slack channel. Something you can only do if you're internal, but I am internal and it's faster, so I did it this way. Yeah, so anyway, here is the copy pasted Slack channel information. First thing to keep in mind. Oh, okay. Yeah, first interesting thing here is there was a suggestion to keep the old slot working for now, mark it as depreciated, and then remove it with the next major version. Should be able to just render it. Yeah. So, well, let's finish reading that. And so the first item. So, yeah, if there's both, then we just use the new way and make sure that we document it and remove it. Say that we're doing this. So that's good, useful to know. This extra useful to know. There is another merge request happening at the same time to update the design of the breadcrumbs. So that's important. That's this one. I'll post the link in the stream so you can see. Okay, so you can read this at your own pace, but there's some small redesign things. So this is important because we are going to change the same files. So we're going to have some problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebase my branch onto this branch. So one alternative is I can wait until this is merged and then create my changes. But because we want to move quickly, what I'm going to do is, so instead of this branch being based on main, which means it doesn't have that this new information, instead what I'm going to do is rebase it onto the branch that's in progress. So I'll show you how to do this. So we'll do git rebase, oops, origin. So this is like, I want to rebase of the location of where the branches that I want to base it on is in the origin. If I'd already fetched this branch, then I could do it locally, but there's no point. I'm just going to rebase it on the origin. So now we're going to have conflicts. This is good. This is what we expected. And the reason why we're doing it is because we're expecting conflicts. So we should fix them now. So so this is a merge conflict. If you haven't done this before, here is the current change. Here is the incoming change. So current change is, yeah, this is always confusing. So what happens is we revert to being on this branch. Sorry, not this branch. This is my branch. We'll revert to being the base branch. So you can imagine now we are on 2141 update component. So from here, we are then rebasing. So we're adding on top the commits or the one commit. So current is the status of this, sorry, 2141. That's the current. Incoming is the changes on that commit that we did earlier. So this is different because I deleted the has avatar slot, and this new branch has deleted, it has a separator slot. So what do we want to accept is the current, because what we're going to do is we're going to add this avatar slot back in, but we're going to put a warning to say it's deprecated. So we're going to accept the current change, we're going to ignore the incoming change. I think, yeah, because this incoming change is information that has already been deleted. So accept incoming, sorry, accept current, it's important. Okay, same here. So what I deleted was this avatar slot, and what the new branch has deleted this. So what I want to do is I want to bring this back in, because we're going to add it back in, and we're going to keep this deletion. So that's accepting the current change. Okay, again, so this is, I added this in, so I've added this one, find all avatars, and this one was previously deleted. So what we're going to do here is we're going to accept both changes, because we want this avatar slot back. We want to keep this, we want to get rid of this. So we're going to accept both, and then we'll get rid of this. Okay, and then that might be the only change is in the tests. So just make sure this looks fine. So change this to links. Yep. Deleted avatar. I'm going to bring this back. So yeah, that's fine. Actually, I'll just copy this so then we can add it back easily. All right, so I'm going to merge these changes. Okay, just taking your time. Yeah, so now we're based on the branch. So assuming that branch gets merged with no changes, then we'll be able to merge ours with no conflicts. If there are updates, which there probably will be because it's in draft still, then we'll have to rebase again and redo the what we just did, the rebase. But that's fine. We can do that. Okay, so now what I want to do is, following the advice on how do we deprecate, or how do we change how this works? How do we create a breaking change? So what we want to do is we want it to be, if you want to do the old way, then it should work. So here is the old way, which is the slot for the avatar. And we're going to compare it to, we're going to have a look at my merge request and see what else I changed, so that we can easily make sure that everything is as it should be. So here is the slot. This has nothing to do with the slot. It's just changing the names. This doesn't need to be in this merge request, and maybe we'll remove it because it is irrelevant and add it separately. But it's a small change, and I think it makes sense. This is all fine still. So what we're going to do is we're going to change name of this. Okay, so it still has to be avatar. Otherwise, anyone using GitLab UI, it's not going to work. But we will have to add some comment to say this is deprecated. So in the Slack message, have how to do this a little bit. So say if the first menu item itself provides an avatar, the new way wins, and we drop the deprecated avatar silently. So to do that, what we need to do is check to see, do we have an avatar path? And if we on the first item, right? So we have a prop that is, I'll open this single screen again. There we go, so you can see it. Okay, so what I want to do is I don't want to show this if the first item in items has a avatar path. So we can do this. So I think this works here. Should be fine. So v if is not, so item, first item has avatar path. So it shouldn't be items, it should be item. Sorry, it shouldn't be item, it should be items. This one. So if there is no avatar path in the first item, then you can show this. I think that should work. I'm not 100% sure, but pretty sure. We'll add a test to make sure. Okay. And the other thing we want to say is document this behavior, and then we're done. So how do we document it? Someone else suggested keeping the slot around for a while should be fine. If we aren't 100% sure about the long-term approach yet, so we'll make sure, let's make sure we're tracking its removal in an issue. So I think what that means is we'll create an issue on GitLab UI to say deprecate this slot. Problem with this approach is that it would be easy for folks to miss the fact that the slot is deprecated, so perhaps we could rename it into something like deprecated avatar, or log a warning when the slot is provided. In any case, any change to the existing API should be flagged as a broken change. It doesn't matter that we're not actually using the slot anywhere. The semantic versioning should be done from GitLab UI perspective only in a customer agnostic fashion. So that means we should not assume GitLab is the only repo using this library. Fair. Okay. So what I want to know is how do we deprecate this properly? Okay. So this is where we were at before. So we can have two copies of the same component, one old version, one new version. And call the old one deprecated. It's my understanding. Okay, I'm gonna pause the stream, read through, and work out what to do next.